income approach and related methods for business valuation. This is what is going to be, this is where we are going to focus now. I'm sure all of you would remember in our discussion on the very first day, we understood three approaches for valuation used anywhere in the world. And those three approaches are income approach, market approach, and the asset approach. We also will recollect why these approaches are called so. No rocket science, it is very simple. Income approach is called income approach because under the income approach, while doing the evaluation, the information that we are using is about income of that company, and that is why it is known as income approach. Likewise, market approach is referred as market approach, and that is because under the market approach we do the valuation using the market information. And the asset approach is referred as the asset approach or as the cost approach, and that is because when we are trying to do the evaluation under the asset approach, the information that we are using relates to the assets and the liabilities of that business. We are going to discuss all these three approaches one by one. Today we start our discussion with the income approach. I am sure you would recollect when we talked about the methods available under the income approach, there were two methods. The first method was income capitalization method, and the second method was discounted cash flow method. And I'm sure you will also recollect that the major difference between the income capitalization method and discounted cash flow method is that of under the income capitalization method, invariably we will use the past income for arriving at the valuation of a business. Under the discounted cash flow method, we will use the future income or future cash flows for arriving at the valuation of the business. Now, what are the variations under these two methods under the income approach? Let us understand them one by one, starting with the income capitalization method. Please remember, we are preparing this not only for preparing ourselves for the purpose of passing the exam of valuation, but we are also focusing in this session so as to be able to use this knowledge when we start practicing as a IBBI registered valuation professional. And therefore, everything that we are discussing is not only helpful from the perspective of passing the exam, but it is also helpful from the perspective of using this knowledge in your real practice. So under the income capitalization method, there are three different methods or three different models. Number one is single period capitalization model. यानी कि एक ही पीरियड की इनकम आप लेते हो, उसके बेसिस पर आप वैल्यूएशन फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करते हो. दैट इज योर सिंगल पीरियड कैपिटलाइजेशन मॉडल. सेकेंड इज मल्टी पीरियड constant income capitalization model, right? So, and that is where what you do, you take the income of multi period, and where the income is constant, and that is what you use for the purpose of arriving at the valuation. And number three, you use the multi period constant growth income method. Multi period constant growth income method. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब ये है कि under this model, not only you have the income of multiple periods, but the income is also growing, and this is also the income is also growing, right? And that is your multi-period constant growth income method. Then under the discounted cash flow, there are two ways of calculating valuation of a business using the discounted cash flow. And how would you do it? You would do it, number one, there can be a business where the life of the business is finite. एक बिजनेस है, एक कंपनी है, एक स्पेशल पर्पस व्हीकल है, 5 साल के लिए चालू किया है, 6 साल के लिए चालू किया है, 7 साल के चालू किया है, 10 साल के लिए चालू किया है, और उसके बाद में उसको बंद हो जाना है. दैट मीन्स दिस बिजनेस हैज़ अ finite duration, finite life. So one way of calculating valuation under the discounted cash flow method is to do the valuation of a company or of a business which has got a finite life. And the other one is the business that has an infinite life. As a matter of fact, invariably, in most of the cases, businesses have infinite life. Infinite life. बिकॉज कोई भी दुनिया में बिजनेस ये सोच के चालू नहीं करता है कि 2 साल चलाएगा, 3-4 चलाएगा, 5 साल चलाएगा, उसके बाद में बंद कर देगा. एवरी वन ऑन दिस अर्थ, irrespective of the geographies, they start the business with the sole objective कि ये बिजनेस उनके लाइफ टाइम तक तो चलेगा चलेगा ही, बल्कि उनके जाने के बाद भी ये बिजनेस चलते रहना चाहिए. सो बिजनेसेस हैव अ infinite life, and that is where you have a challenge in the valuation as far as the discounted cash flow is concerned. What that challenge is, how that challenge is solved, and that is what we will understand as we move forward. अब आप क्या करिए, आप सभी अपने अपने पेन पेंसिल नोटबुक साथ में रख लीजिए, बिकॉज नाउ यू आर गोइंग टू डू लॉट ऑफ इलस्ट्रेशंस टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल दीज 5 मॉडल्स दैट वी हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड अबाउट. सो प्लीज़ आपका पेन पेपर और आपका कैलकुलेटर निकाल के अपने पास में रख लीजिए, सो दैट यू विल बी एबल टू कैलकुलेट all the illustrations that I am going to discuss with you in next few minutes. So please take it out, and I suppose you will need some time, so let me give you time of 1 minute for doing that.